Travel over to Senator Coons and recognize Senator Menendez for questioning.
Well, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Perriello, along with my colleagues, I want to reiterate our support for the recent letter to the administration calling for an immediate investigation and recognition of the RSF and its leader, General Dagalo, and their foreign enablers as gross violators of human rights pursuant to the Global Magnitsky Human Rights Accountability Act. The RSF and the SAF have to comply with their obligations under humanitarian and human rights law, be held accountable for their war crimes, crimes against humanity, and ethnic cleansing. So I look forward to the administration's swift investigation and finalized report into this urgent matter. But based on the requests of our letter to the administration, can you share with the committee the interagency framework on this investigation? Can you share the status of the investigation and the sanctioning of affiliated high-level perpetrators?
Thank you, Senator. We have received the letter. We take it very seriously. As you know, we have been the lead in terms of sanctioning not just individual actors for atrocities committed on both sides, but entities, including banks, that have been enabling to those atrocities. We continue to communicate on an almost daily basis about the potential consequences based on ongoing actions, including actions currently related to El Fasher, in terms of the potential for us to expand those sanctions both internally and externally to those who are directly.
So when do you think the committee will get a response?
I do not know, but we will try to get you a response in a timely fashion. We know it's very serious.
I have had a long experience with the State Department. Timely fashion could be indefinite. So we'd like to have a greater sense of it so that we could understand what we should be pressing. According to unofficial reports, the committee has evidence to be concerned of potential illegal arms sales through neighboring countries, which reportedly being reported at IDP camps at Sudan's borders. Given the confirmed illicit activities of the Wagner Group in Sudan, as a special envoy, do you have the wherewithal to investigate and confirm the legitimacy of allegations, for example, of the UAE or even Chinese arms pouring into the country?
We were supportive of the UN expert panel, and I found these reports credible. We are continuing to look into this in terms of our own production of potential sanction packages, as well as communication with regional actors in our efforts to try to compel people to get to the peace talks. We are both focused on raising the cost of continuing the war, as well as trying to show the benefits to restabilizing Sudan going forward. And we take seriously and are supportive of efforts from this body, from the UN, and from the administration to continue to have a full record of what's happening and ensure consequences for those actions.
So you believe their reports are well-founded?
We believe that those are credible reports. There's been a significant open source reporting on ongoing activities, and we see the reality on the ground, which is clearly the fighting.
Based on your current work with regional leaders in restoring peace talks, in your opinion, how does the United States and its allies leverage targeted sanctions and humanitarian relief to initiate a ceasefire agreement? And if that's off the table, then what are our next steps with regional leaders and allies to move this conflict to a different phase?
Our message right now is the peace talks not only need to start, but they must succeed. Our Saudi hosts have also echoed the message that this should be the last round of talks because we need to end the war before it gets to a point of no return. I want to say that that is going to take some work between now and the talks to continue to raise the political heat on actors for the cost of continuing the war, and that's what we're trying to do every day with every engagement, is build that political will that can compel a peaceful outcome.
If you had the ability to get something that you presently don't have in order to achieve the success you want, what would it be?
I think this goes back to Senator Rish's comment earlier. I think we need the world's attention on this. We need people to understand that the world is watching and that the world will hold accountable those that are committing the abuses and those that are enabling it. Right now we are building that attention, but it is, again, something that could go up several notches.
Finally, in April of last year, I called on the administration as it relates to sanctions on the Sudanese junta. President Biden issued Executive Order 14098 that expanded the U.S. ability to sanction individuals or groups that threaten security and peace and undermine the goal of democratic transition in Sudan. And although we've made progress on holding a select RSF militants and their security and arms supplier firms accountable, can we expect further sanctioning of high-ranking RSF and SAF leaders soon?
We are certainly prepared to do so. I think we are looking at that in the context of the current deterring of offensives on al-Fashir and the current dynamics of the peace talks. But both sides, and particularly RSF leadership, understand that possibility is imminent in terms of the tools that we have.
Well, it seems to me that as you get others to exert influence, we hope, to be constructive, there also has to be a continuing raising of the costs for those who are engaged in the conflict in meaningful ways. Thank you for your service. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Senator Menendez.